All right, Boosie, welcome back. I know it's been only a couple of weeks since the last one, but we have your artist here.
Yeah.
You know, that we're going to feature for the first time.
Right.
You know, but before we start, there's just a few things I want to talk to you about because there's a lot's going on right now since our last interview.
Okay.
Number one, Trump is getting indicted today.
In Georgia.
In Georgia, in Atlanta. And he's getting a mugshot.
Yeah, Vlad don't play that.
And you know something, like
Vlad ain't going for
they have the worst mugshots in that county. They're so bright and make you look bad. It's like they go out of their way to make you look at the mugshot. But that makes you happy because you're always upset that he didn't get a mugshot.
Yeah, I just felt like, you know, when he didn't get a mugshot, I was thinking like, maybe I shouldn't get a mugshot if I ever go, because it does kind of fuck with your brain if you're not guilty.
Right.
So, but I feel like if you get charged, it doesn't matter who you are. You got to get a mugshot. I always felt like that, man. But he had me thinking different. But down south, it's not New York City. I mean,
right. And they're allowing cameras in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to allow you to see what happens when he gets, you know, has to stand in front of the judge and everything else like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Oh, they packed down there right now. They've been down there 2 days.
Oh, yeah? All the Trump supporters.
I mean, cameras everywhere. You got Trump supporters. You got NAACP supporters. They got people out there finna protest saying that Trump getting a bond, why YSL ain't getting a bond. I saw all kind of people out there when I went to City Hall the other day to pay my water bill.
Well, I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, who was Trump's lawyer at one point, and he thinks that overall a lot of the cases are weak. And what he's saying is for the RICO case, which he did say is probably his most dangerous case out of the 4 cases, what he said was interesting, because what they're trying to say is that he knew that he had lost the election, but he created a criminal enterprise to try to steal the election back. But what Dershowitz said, which is really interesting, was that you can't really find anywhere where Trump is saying that he lost the election. So his defense is going to be that in his mind, he thought he won. So he's going to, you know, he's going through the process of trying to figure out why he didn't win. Now, if he knew that he lost and he tried to steal the election, that's a different situation. So this is where the RICO is going to be kind of fuzzy. You see what I'm saying? Because he could just say, well, I still think I won.
If they can prove that Donald Trump told somebody, or there's a videotape, or there's a letter, an email, something that proves his state of mind, that he actually knew the election was fair and that he just lied to everybody deliberately in order to regain the presidency corruptly, that would be a strong, clear case. A strong case on the facts, a strong case on the law, and a very serious charge. Problem is, I don't think it's true. I think that Donald Trump, for whatever reason, actually believed and still believes that the election was stolen. It may be wishful thinking, it may be a delusion, but it's an actual belief that he has. And if he has that belief and the government can't disprove that, it's going to be a hard case.
It's a hell of a loophole. It's a hell of a loophole.
He ain't going down without a fight. You best believe that.
Well, you know, he got a new lawyer today.
Yeah, I saw he got rid of Drew.
Right. And whose lawyer did he get? Gunna's lawyer. Steve Sadow. Who I'd been talking to the whole time. I actually reached out to him today.
Yeah, I saw he got rid of my lawyer, Drew. So.
Oh, Drew was your lawyer, really?
Yeah.
He also did Gucci, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drew, my criminal lawyer.
He's last minute, the day of, he switched up to a whole different lawyer.
Yeah, I was kind of happy though.
Why?
I don't want to see my lawyer going to jail.
I know, right? Because Giuliani got
seemed like all these lawyers go to jail, man.
Like, jail.
I was looking at the thing, it was flash, Trump this lawyer, Trump this lawyer, this lawyer.
Yep.
So I was pretty happy, man. I mean,
well, you know, the one black guy who's part of this, Floyd Harrison, who was the leader of the Black Voices for Trump, was the only one not to get a bond. So when he turned himself in, he's now in jail because he's black.
That's how I feel about it. We try to hide the racism in America, but it'll never be hidden because it just shows with proof of fact. Like things like this, like if it's everybody in this together, why does he not get a bond? If it's I saw only whites on there. Everybody got a bun. But when this color go, he doesn't get a bun. I don't like it at all, man. This race card, they try to fold it under the deck, but it's always on top of the deck for me. It's something I look at before I look at anything. I ain't gonna lie. You know?
I mean, you would think the ringleader, who is Trump, would be the one not to get a bond. Because he's
the most powerful.
The richest, the biggest flight risk, the one that could do, witness tampering the best.
Right.
Instead, they got a guy who's, I never even heard of black voices for Trump. Like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, that need to be, man, the president should say, give him a bond. Like, we gotta start, like, Camilla Harris supposed to say, hey, now this wrong now. Sit your ass down. Camilla, you gotta speak up for him. God damn. Everybody get a bun but him. And this your people. This your people. Camilla, you gotta say, hey, give him a bun now. You gotta call down there. It's not right. It's not right.
It's actually pronounced Kamala Harris.
I call her Camilla. I say everybody's name wrong. I say everybody's name wrong. I call her Camilla.
Okay. Well, I finally got a chance to listen to your new album.
Right.
Great album.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Everybody's saying it's album of the year, bro. Like,
great album.
It's a classic.
Yeah. You did your thing on it.
Yeah.
My favorite song on it is Ungrateful.
Yeah.
You went all the way in.
Yeah.
All the way in.
Yeah.
No gas mask, nothing. You just jumped in the
that's why I sent it back for 2 weeks.
Jumped in that burning building and all the way in.
Yeah, I only had 2 verses on there.
Right.
I ended up putting 4.
Okay. More people had to get it.
Yeah.
More shots need to be fired. Your baby mother and your daughter got it.
Yeah.
There was a part, I think, about was a threesome with your baby mother?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't trying to work it out at all, are you?
No.
Because, I was at your house a couple of weeks ago and your daughter's car, the black Benz with the pink, was right there.
Yeah.
So you've taken it back. She said some nasty things about you.
Right.
Have y'all worked it out at all with the daughter?
Nah, we haven't worked it out, I'm starting to miss her, but we ain't worked it out yet.
Do you see yourself working it out with her? That's still your daughter.
Yeah, I got sad the other day. I saw an old video of us. But, I was really hurt by that, that was one of my most hurtful moments this year. Even then going to jail, all that shit, nothing compared to that. So, and I'm still hurt by it. But I would never say never. But right now, I'm still pissed, man. I put a lot into that child, changing that child, making her. I put a lot into that, and forgave a lot. Forgave a lot for what her mother already did to me. Her mother, been trying to get me off the streets, bro. She recorded phone calls, tried to send it to the DA. Like,
well, she took the stand on your murder trial.
Right.
I mean, you can't get any more serious than that. I mean, you were facing the death penalty?
Yeah.
So she tried to kill you in a way.
Yeah.
So no matter what she records or says, it's all below that situation.
Right. But even it just never been right, bro. Like, even when she caught the stand, like, she ain't know nothing to say nothing.
Yeah.
I told her, why did you even get up there? I mean, she ain't even know nothing to say nothing. But it's just another mountain in my life, man. I mean, I gotta climb,
You got a lot of them.
Yeah.
You've always had a lot since I met you.
Yeah.
And by the way, I read the interview by Double XL. I appreciate the nice things you said about me.
Yeah.
My name usually comes up in your interviews, and I
Right.
appreciate you always being 100 solid every
Right.
time.
Right.
Every
right.
time. You know, that just shows the strength of our relationship.
Yeah. I get a lot of backlash from Vlad.
Yeah, you know, I get backlash from Boosie as well.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You don't see me
right
you
now
know?
you got
The Keefy D thing?
you got the Keefy D fans in my DM mad.
Keefy D wrote a book. All right. Before I ever did an interview with Keefy, he wrote a book outlining everything. So if you watch my first interview with Keefy, it's essentially going by the book, his book, where he talks about all that shit. So if you want to blame me, you could blame me. He also did multiple interviews with different platforms. And, you know, if he does get arrested, they're going to be using all that. So it is what it is. Kodak Black got it in the song.
Yeah.
What was the line that you had in it? Here we go. He said, I've been going through some shit, man. That shit's done got deep. Gotta realize everybody ain't G. How the fuck you do that when you represent the streets? Streets made you and the streets made me. If you ask BG, you was on PC. The name you got, I think you got it from me.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a Kodak Black shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. I told you I had to add some shit. He called me Pussy.
right. that was happening while I was doing the interview with you. I remember it was all it was kind of like unfolding. So BG was locked up in the same prison as Kodak Black?
I think he was at one of the spots Kodak went to.
Okay. And he said he was in PC.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of assumed though with someone like Kodak Black? I mean, in
Nah,
terms
you
of how
go in the
popular
yard.
he is.
Nah, you go in the yard. Anybody can go in the yard.
Right.
Yeah, you go in the yard.
But he was in PC.
You choose to be on PC.
Okay. Has he ever addressed that himself? Did he ever say he was in PC himself or?
I don't know. I know dude from Baton Rouge, you know, Main Music said he was on PC.
Okay.
But I mean it went kind of, but ain't nobody really believe it. But BG say he was on PC.
What's going on with BG? Because I remember I was getting phone calls from prominent people telling me he's about to be out. He's about to be on house arrest. He's
about to be out, bro. They went check the house where he gonna live at a couple weeks ago.
Huh.
So September should be his month.
Love it.
Yeah, September should be his month, man. I'm waiting for him to come home. I want to see him happy with his family. You know, seeing all of them, they miss him, bro. Everybody miss him. On the ungrateful, I just let it out, bro. I just let it out. You know, a lot of shit I was going through, and I spoke on it.
Well, what's that line? The name that you got? I think you got that from me. What does that mean?
Got these bitches taking pictures. That's why they call me Kodak.
Oh, that's a Boosie line?
Yeah, that's a Boosie line in 2006.
Okay. Aha. Okay. Well, you know, speaking of that, I just want to bring this up because recently, Gloria Velez, she has a podcast on
But I ain't got no beef with Kodak like that. I just, like I ain't trying to step on him or nothing like that. I just, had to put him in his place for playing with my name.
Yeah. Well, speaking of songs, we recently interviewed Neo. Gloria Velez did the interview. She has a podcast on VladTV. And I had her actually ask this question because remember, what you, Webby, and Fox had the song Independent.
Yeah.
Right? And then 9 months later, Neo had the song Miss Independent.
Yeah. So
I had her ask whether his song was sort of inspired or a play off of y'all's song. And he said no.
Okay.
But the song came out 9 months later.
Miss Independent single. Did Webby and Boosie Independent play a role in you making this song?
No. It played a role in me learning how to spell independent. Definitely did.
Right.
I
Me
sometimes
too.
still go back. Wait. INDE. Yes. I'm spelling it right.
Right.
But no, the song itself.
Because that was a hit as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely
In
so.
the South, at least.
I've never been asked the question before.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first time anybody asked me that.
Do you think that y'all inspired that song?
No
one was saying independent until y'all had a big hit.
I mean, we don't get our flowers for a lot of stuff we do. I don't know when he made the independent song, but even today, bro, all this shit's words, saying the letters, spelling shit out, all that shit, bro. Like, Boosie and Webby, bro. Like, a lot of stuff, bro. We don't get our flowers for, and that's just facts, bro. We started a lot of ways, bro. Like, especially Boosie, bro. Like, I started a lot of ways, bro.
I agree.
Throwing foes, all that shit, bro. Like, one nigga with all these cars back to back. I mean, counting money on social media. Like, bro, like, a lot of people don't give me my flowers, but it's all gravy, you know. If I was dead, it'd be a different subject.
Well, hopefully that won't happen anytime soon. So,
Nah, I ain't going. I ain't going. No,
let's just be flowerless for a while. We're good with that. We're good with that.
Yeah.
Well, since our last interview, Tory Lanez got sentenced to 10 years for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. And you said that in Louisiana, he would have gotten 50 years.
Easy.
Easy?
Easy.
Why is that?
I got 10 years for third offense marijuana. What you would have think he would have got for being convicted of shooting a prize and joy? 40. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Man, I had lawyers in my DM and like, Boosie, you are from Louisiana, like, Boosie, you are absolutely right. Like California, they showed him justice.
Yeah, they took it easy on him.
They took it easy on him. Then state time is different from fed time.
Right, you can get 50% with good behavior.
Right, he'll be home in 3 years, 2.5 years.
Possibly, yeah.
Easy.
But he'll be deported.
Probably.
But there's no probably about it.
Yeah, probably. He's probably going to get...
He's going back to Canada.
But I'm saying, and you gotta understand, like, we have Napoleon laws. Like, those are like the first laws. If you go to trial for second-degree murder in Louisiana, it's an automatic life sentence.
Automatic.
Automatic.
And second degree is not even the worst.
That's not even the worst.
It's not premeditated.
Anywhere else, 20 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
California manslaughter, 5 to 15, 5 to 10. You go to trial for manslaughter in Louisiana, it's automatic 40.
Well, I think
So, you know, it's different, bro.
I think the big problem also with Tory's case, and you know, you and I have talked about it. I've always said he's going to jail. I've been saying it.
I told you that, but I told you I never wanted to say that on
camera.
On camera.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we talked about it offline. Exactly. Yeah, on camera you were respectful about it. But I've said it because I'm like, he shot somebody. It is what it is. And even to like after his sentencing, he did a whole Instagram post how he's an innocent man. He'll never admit to it, this, that, and the third. And you know, I had Megan Cuniff here. She was like Megan the reporter. She was doing all the reports at the actual LA courthouse. And we just talked about the whole case. And it was like, his whole defense was that Kelsey shot her. So you mean to tell me you're on the phone, you heard that jail phone call?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you're on the phone apologizing to the shooter? Saying how you fucked up and how sorry you are to the shooter? Really?
Bro. Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was so fucking drunk, nigga, I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so whatever, bro. But, you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
I know. There's a lot that happens, but
a whole lot, bro.
Like, come on, man. Like, I feel like he's just thinking everyone's stupid.
I don't think I feel like he was representing wrong, bro. I feel like his attorney supposed to guide you also. Attorney knows better than what you know.
Yeah.
As far as the way to get you out.
Yeah.
You can think you know, but an attorney knows the best ways. And I feel like he overpowered the attorney. And I feel like the attorney was just taking money and not being real with him. You know, like that's how I feel because
I agree. I think, listen, and
I would have never put it on Kelsey.
Right. Well, that was the whole thing with his original lawyer. He had a black female lawyer who refused to go to trial with the whole Kelsey defense. She just said, I'm not doing it. You have to go find a new lawyer. Yeah. And that's what he did. He went and found a new lawyer last minute who was willing to do what I thought was a ridiculous defense. You know, but ultimately, you know, it's one of those things where you're not really going to walk away from it. You should have just taken the plea deal. And no matter what they say, because they say, well, you don't have to be, your lawyers aren't supposed to find you innocent. They just have to bring up reasonable doubt. So that's why they're like, well, he didn't have to take the stand. And this is true. You don't have to take the stand. But in every situation, if you don't take the stand, it's always going to be a little bit of against you when it comes to the jury. Because a natural person would think that if you're innocent, you're going to take the stand.
It depends on your character too. You know, if you got a character that they can eat up,
yeah, that's true.
It's not good for you to get on the stand.
But I mean, listen, me and you, if we were charged with a shooting and you and I knew that we didn't do it, I would definitely take the stand. I would say, I don't give a fuck what the lawyer says.
Yeah.
Fuck my character, fuck whatever. I'm getting up there and I'm telling them, I did not shoot her.
Yeah.
Ask me any questions, cross-examine me, bring up evidence. I will get you the same story. Because I just interviewed, you know, Travis Rudolph. You know what that is? That's the dude who's got into a fight with his girlfriend. She sent her brother over to go shoot up his house. And he ended up opening fire on the car, killing one of the dudes and shooting another.
Oh, okay.
But there's a text message that says shoot up his shit. And her brother is like, he's a dead man. He took the stand. He was facing life in Florida.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not going to let a lawyer have my life in his hands. Same thing with Hurricane Chris. Remember, he had a murder charge.
Yeah.
He took the stand.
Yeah.
He said, I don't care. He said, it didn't matter what my lawyer was telling me.
Yeah.
I am not going to get life in prison over a technicality. I'm getting up there and I'm going to tell my story. So honestly, and you know, listen, Tory got 10 years anyway. So if he took the stand, it couldn't have really been any worse.
Yeah, but 10 years, man, that's life for what happened. I'm telling you, if he was down south, man.
You and T.I., is the album coming out?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it together. We ain't got back in the studio yet, but I think we're gonna get it together. We've been working on other shit right now.
Okay. What do you think of his son's teeth?
Man, T.I. crazy, bro. T.I. Man, I saw Tip talking about that, bro.
Did you see the interview of him talking about? I was about to mention
K-Dub, bro. K-Dub. I just was at the strip club with K-Dub.
Oh, man. Yo, he called his son Teeth Keef. And Teeth Sweat.
Bruh. I ain't finna get there. I gotta go perform for King Lamar, man.
No, man. I mean, listen, you can get your teeth redone, though, right?
Yeah, you can always get.
You can always get it redone. You know, you don't always hit a home run your first time at bat. The teeth are a little big. He even said how his wife was like, "Why are they so big?"
Tip stupid, dog. I was dying laughing when Tip did that.
Oh man, King, man. Listen, man. Congratulations, young man. Because from what I understand, from what Tip was saying, was that he saved up his money to get his teeth done. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's doing. He got him some acres of land too, bro. He just hit me up, trying to get my people to come clear from my Mexicans. So
nice.
You know,
nice. Keep doing your thing, man. Bro. Keep doing anything. I don't want you to think that we're somehow picking on you. But you know what I'm saying? If you want to go and get some new teeth and show them off and they go look a little different, people are going to talk. It is what it is. Shout out to the Montgomery Brawl.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which was a very historic moment because that was the first black man to swim to a fight.
I got a show coming up in Montgomery, me and Glorilla.
Yeah?
Yeah, I won't let all our men free.
Yeah?
Yep, I want them VIP.
Man, as soon as that security guard threw his hat up, that was like the bat signal.
Bro.
Black people are teleporting in from other countries, like different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Man, did you see the dude with the Crocs? His Crocs were like up to his knees.
Yeah, bro, I watched it in slow motion, man. I was laying down, man. My boy brought it to me like, Boosie, man, check this out. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went crazy.
It's wild. I just interviewed one of your favorite players of all time, Dominique Wilkins.
Okay.
And there was a story that came out that you may not be familiar with. So Dominique actually grew up in Baltimore, but then he went to North Carolina when he was like 16, Washington, North Carolina. And what had happened was he was a superstar player in high school. And, in North Carolina, when you're a top player, they expect you to stay in North Carolina, like Jordan.
Yeah.
Right. But he went and decided to go to Georgia, play for the Bulldogs instead. They said when that happened, when he made his announcement, all hell broke loose. They gave him Fs on all his transcripts, all his report cards. They painted his mom's car black. Then they burned a cross in his front yard. You ever heard that before?
No.
They burned a cross on his front yard.
I would tell you this, in the 70s, if you were a great player in the state of North Carolina, you don't leave the ACC. That was almost against the law. You don't leave the ACC. And I was the first one to buck the system. I actually signed a letter of intent with North Carolina State. But at the last minute, I changed my mind because they were comparing me to be the next David Thompson and all this, and I didn't want to be compared to them. Well, that's part of it. But Georgia it was just the right placement because I went there with 5 other high school All-Americans, so we all went at the same time. So it wasn't like I went there by myself. But once I made that decision, all hell broke loose in the state of North Carolina. I got F's on my transcript, paint poured on my car, windows busted out of my house, theft threats, and a cross burning in my front yard.
Okay. And I was going to ask you about this part. Here you are, you're an 18-year-old kid, and you're minding your business, you're in your living room, and suddenly you see this huge light outside your window.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And as you open the curtain, it's a burning cross.
I didn't even open the curtain. I was like, I'm puzzled. Like, what is this big bright light? So I go out the front door, and as I get to the front yard, there's a big cross burning in my yard.
And then the final straw was he was like at a Walmart or something, and he came outside, and they said that he stole a cassette tape. And they had it all like set up right there, like on a flower pot right there. And he had like $3,000 in his pocket. He's like, I didn't steal nothing. They're like, well, you're getting arrested. And the cop that went and got him, I guess, was his cousin. And he basically said, listen, man, we need to just get your whole family up out of here. So they went to his house, they packed up everything, and they moved to Georgia, and he didn't go back for 30 years.
Crazy.
This was like the late 70s. I think it was like 79 or something. Do you see that type of crazy shit? I mean, are they still burning crosses down south? Certain parts?
Yeah, bro. Like Baton Rouge a couple weeks ago, they had banners. They had banners on the KKK had banners on the bridge.
Huh.
They were recruiting.
Recruiting for the KKK?
Yeah, they were recruiting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's serious down there, man. It's serious, bro. It's serious. Like, it's serious.
Yeah? What do you think is the most racist state that you've been in?
Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama.
Those three, all mushed together.
All in the line right there.
All the line
Louisiana,
right there.
Mississippi, Alabama. You get caught on them back roads, it's a good chance you won't make it out.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a fucked up story. I mean, you know the whole Mississippi burning story, where there was a black kid and a Jewish kid that both got killed.
Yep.
They sent the mafia down there to go fuck with the KKK people, torture them and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it was a crazy story when I heard it, because you would think that by the late 70s, shit like that wasn't happening, but nah.
Nah, man, they was
Full-blown
still
cross.
hanging. They was still hanging people in Mobile, Alabama. They was, and this 82, 83. They was hanging motherfuckers in Mobile, Alabama. They hung a dude from the tree in 82. Hung him from the tree.
Fuck. Oh man. Well, I'm glad I live in California.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You don't get as bad out here.
Yeah. This was where all the rich people came for the gold.
Right. The gold rush. Britney Spears is getting a divorce. You gonna shoot your shot?
Nah.
Nah? Because Plies is shooting a shot right now. Plies is all in the
She
DL.
don't float my boat.
She got a lot of money though.
She don't float my. I got
money.
money. I ain't after no woman for money. I'm a group it in.
But actually, you said that you would You would fuck some rich women for money.
Yeah, I would,
Like
but
Jeff Bezos' ex-wife?
I wouldn't fuck a woman
Oprah?
to marry her. I mean, I would fuck a woman with money just to put her in the black book.
Okay.
I wouldn't fuck
Just
a
to say you did
woman.
it.
I wouldn't base my whole life about fucking a woman to get her money and falling in love like that. But I would fuck a woman with money to say I fucked her.
To say you did it.
Yeah.
To say you had Britney Spears, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
We all had a crush on
I
Britney
would-
Spears at one
I
point,
would not
man.
say
Come on,
no to
man.
Britney Spears.
The old Britney, I mean, like the 19-year-old
Oh, yes, I
Britney
would
Spears
put
back in
her
the
up.
day.
I would
with
put
the
her up.
bodysuits and all that.
I would record her while she on the pole drinking. I fake drunk with her.
With those underwear on.
Oh,
little
yeah.
flat booty.
Yeah, I knock Britney Spears' ass off, but
There
I
you
wouldn't.
go.
She don't float my boat as someone I would date.
I feel you, me too. But it is still Britney Spears.
It's Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
She can get it.
She can get it.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. You thanked Kim Kardashian, who's actually trying to fight for C. Murder's release right now. That's
Right.
your homie. You guys were actually like bunkmates at one point.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a good chance of him getting out?
Yeah, I believe in God, man.
Hmm.
I feel God's stronger than any president, any governor. You know, I feel like God could get in that governor heart and make him grab a pen and make him sign it. You know, it's just Louisiana, bro. Louisiana, telling you, bro.
What's the basis of, because I didn't follow it very closely, I'll be honest, but like, what's the basis of Kim saying that he should get out?
The basis is you got two of the main witnesses then recanted their statements and said that these people made them say that, gave them all kind of stuff to say that, erased charges on other people to say that. There's no evidence in the case. I mean, it's a bad situation, man. It's an easy retrial. It's not a difficult. It's an easy retrial. Everybody that came now that they're grown. Everybody that came and said, "Man, bro, these people made me do this." You know, out their heart. They wasn't pressured by nobody. Just from seeing somebody suffer that long, they came to the forefront and like, man, I can't do this no more. These people drop charges on one of the dude's girlfriends who had a charge for a baby. Like all this shit is to convict C. Murder. And
yeah. I mean, it's the longer I study the law, the more I realize how easily trials can get manipulated. Like, so for example, Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer I had mentioned,
I remember, bro. I remember when C. Murder was going to trial. This was like 2003, and my grandmother was living, and she was watching a thing when they would show him on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother say they gonna send that boy to jail for a long time because they keep showing this other stuff. That boy ain't even going to trial for that. They was showing something that had nothing to do.
Like music videos and stuff like that.
Nah, he had a shooting or something at a club.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like like a club.
Yeah,
or
at
something.
Club Rags where we used to go.
But that was a whole different situation.
This had nothing to do with this trial.
Mm-hmm.
His jury was tainted.
Yeah.
If you saw somebody shooting a gun that has nothing to do with this,
You used to assume he's a shooter in every situation. Yeah, right.
They tainted the jury, man.
Yeah.
They tainted with no evidence. They tainted the jury. I remember my grandmother saying it. Like that's enough for a retrial right there. Not mention what all the facts of the case, and it's just, you know, it's a bad situation.
Well, like I was saying, I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, who represented Mike Tyson in his appeal. And he told me flat out, Mike Tyson is 100% innocent. And here's why. Because when they're working on the appeal, he found 4 witnesses in the original trial who said that they saw Mike and that girl cuddling, kissing, being affectionate towards each other, everything else like that. Because remember, it was painted that this was like an innocent little church girl who had no idea what was happening. Suddenly this big brute just raped her.
Right.
And she just thought that they were going to talk about business, but where in fact they were already like romantically doing shit leading up to it.
Right.
But the judge didn't let those 4 people get on the stand.
Yeah.
And because of that, because he felt the judge was just wanted Tyson in prison because already had like a preconceived notion. Those 4 people would have changed the entire outcome of that trial, but they were not allowed to testify. So you only got one side of the story. You got his side and her side, and that's it. Now, you've said in interviews that Mike Tyson is absolutely innocent.
Absolutely.
Now, I've interviewed Mike before, and we've talked about this whole situation. He talked about his jail time and everything else like that. Why would you say he's absolutely innocent?
Because I've seen the evidence. I've seen the evidence of 4 witnesses who were kept out of the case. I've seen the evidence of medical tests. I've seen all the evidence, and the evidence just points inerringly to his innocence. So I believe he was innocent.
Okay, and you said that there was 4 witnesses who I guess saw Tyson and his accuser like kiss and cuddle with each other before the actual incident.
Yeah.
And why was this left out of the actual courtroom?
Because the judge was a prosecutor. She had previously been a rape prosecutor. She was totally and completely biased, and she just didn't want to admit evidence that would have led the jury to acquit, which I think the jury would have done.
So this happens very easily. Like one witness will take a whole trial in a whole different direction. It's usually up to the judge, right?
Yeah, it's up to the judge, man. I mean, Mike Tyson was everything, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
Mike Tyson had pussy coming out the sky, bro. Like, like Mike was a bad motherfucker back in the game. Like, bro,
yeah.
I don't see him taking no pussy. Like, real. Tupac, Mike Tyson, these are back then, bro. These was the top of the top.
They were sex symbols.
They were the top of the top. Every time when they got in trouble, I remember I was a teenager. I was mad. I was like, they fucking lying on them.
Mm.
They fucking lying on them, bro. Like, like when you a celebrity, I mean, you really have to tell women no, Vlad.
Yeah.
You really have to pass up pussy. You really have to be like, man, I'm going home. I don't want
to fuck you today.
I don't want to fuck.
Right.
Like, and it starts you to be picky.
Yeah.
Most motherfuckers who up there, we picky.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't just sticking our dick in no anything.
Facts.
You know how when you get money, you have to be picky.
I know.
You not just
I'm picky.
Like, you gotta be picky. You not just sticking your dick in anything because there's consequences behind it. Babies.
Diseases,
online
drama.
You don't know who gonna talk. You don't know who gonna steal. We gotta be particular who we stick our pistol in and shoot.
Yes. Yeah, man. Well, look, going through some things is a great project, man. One of your best.
I appreciate
One of your best. So for everyone who hasn't checked it out yet, I want y'all to check it out, especially the song "Ungrateful." But just a strong project. Not a lot of features also. I mean, there's some hooks here and there, but
me and Playboy.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
I ain't never having a lot of features on my album.
That's what it is. Boosie, man, and we're about to bring in your country artists.
Yeah, and my African artist.
And your African twins.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. All right, here we go. Today we have Boosie's new country artist, Common Tribe.
What's going on, brother?
Welcome to VladTV.
Pleasure to be here, man.
And you got Boosie here with you. Now, this is the mark of a great CEO. That doesn't just send his artists on their own, on the road to do interviews. He actually sits in and brings that star power to the interviews.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
It's been like that. It's been like that. This is like the 3rd or 4th artist I've interviewed of yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your story.
Sure.
So you were born in Southern California.
I was, like an hour south from here. Yeah.
Okay, but you grew up in foster homes.
Yeah, so for the first 6-7 years of my life, I was in California with my mom. Her husband passed away, and then they shipped us across the country to North Carolina and Tennessee, where I was, a couple of years with my family. But ultimately, my mother ended up giving me up to an orphanage, and then, consequently, foster homes and youth facilities, youth prison, that kind of thing.
Okay, that usually doesn't happen with moms. Usually a mom will do whatever it takes. Work 4 jobs, even stay in a shelter, and keep all her kids together. How many siblings were there?
So there were 4 kids total.
Okay.
Again, so most of them were younger than I was. So I really only spent a couple of years with them in the household. But from early on in my family and our house, I realized that our dynamic was a little different when it came to me and my family versus everybody else.
Okay.
So it kind of like tumbled down the hill like a snowball. Just kind of out of control. My relationship with my mother was very strained. I didn't understand at the time, but obviously, like, I'm a little bit different. I'm not the average individual, so I had a whole set of challenges in life that I had to face, and she was the one at the forefront of that, and she was very young at the time. And it just it was too much for her.
Okay. Well, a lot of times when this happens, drugs are usually involved. Was this the case in yours?
I would say no actual like physical drugs, no mind altering drugs. My mother was addicted to love and abusive men.
Okay.
And it was just one of those things. She worked a lot, so we were often left alone. The household was abusive towards us, and it was a bad situation. But
Sorry to hear that, man. No little kid should have to go through that. So then you ended up in the foster home system. How many different foster homes were you shuffled through?
So foster homes are, one of the things that I didn't spend a lot of time in. Specifically, I was maybe in and out of 5 or 6 different foster homes.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it was rough. I was 11 years old when I initially was dropped off. So I was starting to get a grasp on like what the world was, but ultimately I was still just a kid. My mom dropped me off, said she was coming back. She never did. And so like, as a child, you deal with a lot of trauma, surrounding like why your mom would do that, the person that was taking care of you. Ultimately, she ended up visiting me once or twice. Like
Once or twice?
By the time I turned 18,
Damn.
yeah.
By the time so in 7 years, once or twice?
Once or twice, yeah. And honestly, those times I think were times that she was called by the facilities to come and deal with something because I maybe was acting crazy, running away, or I was violent. But the facilities I was in were massively abusive.
Yeah.
I was in a place called Grandfather Home in North Carolina in the mountains. And they sexually abusive, physically, verbally. One night they snatched a kid out of their room because he was having a temper tantrum. They put him in his chair and pulled his arms around him and put the knee in their back. And they killed him. They suffocated him right in front of all of us. And
you saw a kid get killed in front of you?
Absolutely.
Were they charged with murder?
No, there was a lawsuit. It was like deemed accidental. And
accidental?
Yeah,
like
you
tying
can look
him
it up right
and-
now. It's on the internet. Yeah.
God damn.
You can look it up. So yeah, it was it was traumatic.
Yeah.
It was a terrible time.
You mentioned sexual abuse. Were you sexually abused?
Multiple times.
By men?
Women, men, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry, man.
But I wasn't the only one. I mean, it was all the children in and out the system. Like it's what happens.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. So when did the music thing come about?
When I was 18, I was ejected into the streets, and I ran to my mom's house thinking I'd find, some kind of shelter there. She housed me for about 2 weeks before I came home from work one day, and she like had all my bags packed in the car. She drove me about 3 hours away, dropped me off. And from there, I just kind of had to figure it out. I hit the streets, I was raised in youth facilities for troubled youth. We were drug dealers from the jump, so I sold a lot of crack and weed and, stood on the corners and had a crew of people. And music was one of those things that was just kind of always interwoven into that life, and so we would hit the studio and like, fuck around. None of us knew what we were doing, but I always from an early age, I always knew that I wanted to be a superstar, you know what I mean? It was the dream. I always felt like I was just different for that reason. So I kind of took it more serious than other people.
Now, did it start with country music or did it start with rap?
Goodness, no. Yeah, I was a rapper, R&B singer,
Okay.
mostly like R&B and I did a lot of rap. Then I was really pretty good at it for what I was at the time, for where music was at the time. I would draw tons of people in. So I would create these little studios and these trap houses and we would have 15, 20 people in there recording music. And I was just the guy that did it. I was the guy in the hood with the studio. But it never was fulfilling. I grew up listening to everything, classic rock, classic hip hop, R&B, soul, classical, like I was in facilities, so I was exposed to whatever the staff at those facilities were listening to at the time. Basically little radios on their hips that they walked around with, Boosie was in there, so I was exposed to everything. And so rapping and singing was great, and it got me a lot of attention. I had lots of girls, and, I was successful that way, but I always wanted to breathe more life, more soul into the music, Um, yeah.
Okay, so when did you meet Boosie?
So yeah, I met him a year ago. 3 days ago. It was 3 days ago. We met a year ago. I was homeless with my family. We lived in a school bus that I had built into a home. We went through some pretty crazy stuff after COVID hit. I had a business that we had to shut down. It was not essential. And we basically had to kind of leave everything behind and learn how to live with nothing. So it was my wife and my 3 kids and myself. We lived out of our van for a little while. And I bought a school bus, cheap. And I built a house out of it, and I put a studio in it. And we rode around for about a year while I made music, put it on the internet. I went viral a couple of times. And then Vince, one of the individuals who was part of Badass, hit me up on Instagram. Was like, hey, I work with Boosie, and I think there's this great opportunity for us to potentially have something together. I want you to come in and, and just meet and see what we can figure out. And at first I had a manager who was like, no, we don't want to work with Boosie. It was too much controversy. He was actually Kevin Gates' manager. And there was, I don't want to say there was a beef. There was like this imaginary thing between the two. My manager at the time was like, no, Kevin Gates don't fuck with Boosie. Boosie don't fuck with Kevin Gates. So it's just this whole thing.
Which isn't true from what I understand.
No. And I'll come to find out, I think it was just the people around Kevin Gates that had their own issues. So anyways, he turned down the deal. And so it was a year later that I fired him because I just felt like at this point we had gone through so much. We had labels reach out to us, and he fumbled the ball. Every contract that came about, he dropped it. So I fired him. I just told him, I love you, bro, and I just need to move on and find my own path. And 2 days later, I was at Boosie's house, and my bus was broken down in his driveway. He doesn't even know that. When we pulled into his driveway, I was like dumping antifreeze and coolant all over his driveway, and he came out of his house. And
that's where that came from.
Yeah. To be fair, I came out the next day and I rinsed it off. But so imagine me, I'm meeting him for the first time, and I'm embarrassed because I live in this bus where we're not like the cleanest of folks at the time. I'm just a hippie in a bus, like making music, and my bus is leaking antifreeze all over his driveway. And he's just like, he told me, give him an album, give him 7 songs. And I was like, yeah, done. I've got it. It's already ready.
All right, Boosie, tell me how this came about from your perspective.
I got a guy named Vince work for me, and he brought me a video of him singing. And 2 videos. He bought me 2 videos, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was already going through a lot of shit with artists, and I was already trying to branch off into other genres of music. And I know country music sells. So I was like, man, I followed my heart. I got chills when I saw him singing. And I followed my heart, man. I told him to bring him over. Told him give me an album. We got it done. I mean,
we were broke. Like, we were dead broke. I had no money that night when we pulled up. Like,
yeah,
we were like gonna be sleeping in a Walmart parking lot 15 minutes from his house. And like the first thing he did when he saw me is like reach in his pocket and just pull whatever cash he had in his pocket and gave it to me. And like, I don't even know that you realize how much that meant like to us. It saved us. We were able to go to a hotel and like get showers and clean up and like just kind of fathom the change that was taking place in our life at that moment,
I love it, man. I love it. So the big song you have is Lame.
It is, yeah.
I'm not saying the song is lame. The name of the song.
Yeah, the name of the song is Lame. Yeah, I think we're like 25, 28 million streams on that song. I think the album's got like over 30 million streams so far. Yeah, it's doing good, man. We're happy about it.
Okay, did Lame come about after you met Boosie or before?
Yeah, I was broke
Okay.
still, man, because, paperwork takes time. You can sit down with the label and say, hey, I want to have this, deal worked out. We're going to give you $1 million. But you're not going to walk out of there with $1 million. I mean, back in the day, somebody hands you a stack of cash, at a label meeting, but now it's different. So it took a couple of weeks to get things going. We had to get contracts done. So I was broke. I was living in his treehouse in the backyard,
Okay.
Yeah.
Another huge, help because we didn't have anywhere to go.
You guys were homeless.
We were homeless. Yes.
Yeah.
We were able to park our bus in his yard, live in the treehouse. I was making music in there and I was sitting in there broke, wishing that we could do more than just have some ramen noodles. And obviously I wasn't going to ask Boosie for anything. We had just gotten there. I didn't want to immediately be like, hey, I'm needy. I need this stuff, So I wrote this song about being broke. And I've got $7 to my fucking name, man. I'm fucking broke. And it seems like my life every day. It's the same thing. I'm constantly working my ass off and nothing to show for it,
Boosie, did you realize how broke he was at the time?
Yeah, when I saw the bus,
Yeah.
I was like,
Because it's not just him on the bus, it's him, his wife, and his 3
I
kids.
was like, where you gonna record it? And he said, I record on my bus. And I was like, man, we gotta hurry up and sign this deal so we can get you some money. And he a hard worker, man. He can go anywhere and fit in and work, man. I mean, we hurry up, put a project out. We had 30-something million, bro. It's good, bro. Now this next project, it's huge, bro. We looking for a major now to take him all the way to the top.
So he's just signed to Badass Entertainment. There's no major label partnered.
No, we did that independent.
It's all independent at this point.
Yeah, we did that independent.
Right.
Label's been reaching out though. They've been reaching out. We've had just about everybody reach out.
Okay.
But a lot of times things just aren't a good fit. We've had Prescription Songs, Dr. Luke's place out in Nashville. He reached out.
Oh, Dr. Luke.
Yeah,
that's a big deal right there.
Yeah, they reached out and they were nominated for 13 Grammys this year. So, Warner, Universal. We sat down with Universal, and we've got Cole Ford's label. Average Joe's reached out. It's so many, man. But at the end of the day, it needs to be the right fit. A lot of labels are scared of Boosie. They're fucking scared of him. But it's the truth. And I don't understand. I guess I do understand in some ways how people can be uninformed and afraid of things. But the truth is that Boosie's a businessman, and if there's a deal to be had, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right, because there was other songs. There was the Trucker song.
Yeah.
There was Welcome to America featuring Boosie,
Mm-hmm.
and Yes I Will and Vega Baby. There's Hear Me Now featuring Boosie. So you guys have, I found at least 2 songs where Boosie, you're on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably
I think
more.
we have four songs.
4 songs
right now. And then I actually did a hook for one of the songs on the T.I. Boosie album. And
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, we are.
He's gonna be on the album with me too.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot more coming. But ultimately, when it comes to the music, I have such a broad range of sound. I'm really hoping that after this album drops, we can really step it up and kick into some of these other doors on the genres. I need to be on the pop charts. I need top 40 placement.
Well, this is just a very interesting time because in the first time in my life, country music is actually dominating the charts.
Yeah,
I've never seen this. And I'm 50.
I would like to say that we had something to do with that. When 2 years ago, when we set out, almost 3 years ago now, we set out from our house and we were homeless. I had stopped music for 8 years. I was just focused on I'm going to work a job. I'm going to build a business, raise a family. My wife didn't like groupies. She didn't like, the music industry, and I had a lot of it. So I quit music for 8 years. When COVID happened, I said, fuck it. I don't have anything to lose, and I needed an outlet to pour out into. So, the minute I dropped my first song on TikTok, it went viral.
Wow.
Immediately.
That's
the first song I ever put out. Partially because I looked homeless, and I'm singing this song that people didn't expect, but also because it was just a really genuine, message of love and music.
If you look at the number 1 song right now is Oliver Anthony, Rich Man from Richmond. You heard that song?
Yeah, I covered it.
You covered it?
Yeah, I covered it.
Boosie, you heard it?
Nah.
You ever heard this song? It's the biggest song right now. It's this big white dude from somewhere down south.
From Virginia.
From Virginia, yeah.
You know, the funny thing is that he doesn't want any of this. You know, he's blown up and he doesn't want it. You
No,
know?
it's actually the first time, I think, in Billboard history that an artist went to #1 without having any previous chart activity whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like literally no songs have ever charted at all, ever in his whole life.
Yeah.
And then
One
the first
song.
song that took off went to #1.
Yeah, he
That's
dropped it on
crazy.
And
TikTok.
he's
blew
just,
up.
and he did it himself, just him and a guitar.
But you know, he's been making music for years and putting it on TikTok
I know
for
that.
about 2 years now. So he was due to go viral. He just needed the moment, you know, because you can have an amazing song, but it's not always about the video. Sometimes it's just about timing.
Yeah.
And
Gucci Man wants to sign him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never heard the song? I'm
Nah.
just playing for. We're going to cut around it, but I'll just play the song real quick.
Yeah, I like it. But he can't fuck with Common Tribe. He can't touch Common Tribe. I like it. I mean,
yeah,
but Vlad, I want you to go listen to Common Tribe's album Mental Health.
Well, I've heard a bunch of the songs already because I'm listening them off.
Common Tribe is different, bro. You
That's
feel
what it
that
is.
shit like Boosie raps.
Yeah.
You feel it. It's a and every the whole album is a. When he first gave me the album, when I sit in the car and I rode and I just listened to it. Every song is an introduction. It has a message, and that's what grabbed me, bro. Like when music touched me, that's what grabbed me, bro. Yeah.
That's what it is. Why the name Common Tribe, by the way?
yeah, funny story about Common Tribe. So part of like who I am is like I have this ever-growing consciousness about like the world and where we are as a people, where the planet is, and like I've always like maintained like the only way to fix it is to just gather together and band as one species of creatures to fix the problems of that we face. The problem is that like we don't see the commonality of who we are. Like we don't see that every individual around us is exactly like us, no matter how different they are. We all go through the same basic issues. We have the same basic needs. We all, go through the same journey in life, even if it's, varying in massive ways, it's still very much the same. And if we could just take a moment to find that common ground, if we could take a moment to understand that everybody, even if they speak another language that we've never met, we can still relate on that level and realize that we're all part of the same tribe. We're all part of the same human civilization here. There are no colors. There are no differences. We are all just here together. And until that happens, we are going to fail. So Common Tribe is just kind of my an ode to like, what I believe in. And I hope to spread that message, and I've been doing that. One of my goals is to build free land communities for people to live that don't have to pay $1 to live there. All they have to do is just, contribute to the neighborhood and keep places clean and, tend to the gardens and just try to provide a space for people that don't fit in, for people who do want to make a difference. And that's just part of who I am.
That's what it is. That's where we're going to end it. Common Tribe, man. Appreciate you coming in. Your first interview ever.
I appreciate
right?
it. Yeah,
you got Boosie co-signing.
Yeah.
I love it. Wish you all the best, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, here we go. We have Boosie's newest signees, KT Blings, the twins straight out of Nigeria. Welcome to VladTV.
Thanks for having us. Thank you, bro.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about you guys. You guys grew up in Lagos, Nigeria?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so what was that like?
It's crazy. It's challenging, but at the same time, it's we got our freedom. We was able to enjoy our childhood because we make friends just like back in the day. So it's fun going back home.
For me, at dinner today, I was like, we grew up back home. It's different struggle back there. You gotta learn, not the way out here, like the way you have social security. You can pay car notes, all those things. Back there, you gotta struggle. You gotta make everything your way. So we thank God we make it out of there. Like we learn everything on the street.
It teaches us how to work for everything we have. It's not that your social security works for you. No, you gotta go work for everything you get.
Yeah, so everything we've been given, you gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it. So it gave us that spirit.
Okay, and you guys are identical twins.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I guess your mom is an identical twin as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many siblings altogether outside of you guys? Just you guys or more?
One sister.
One more sister. Okay. Does it annoy you when people talk about Africa, instead of saying Nigeria or Senegal, they just say Africa all the time?
Yeah, most of the time people be like confused, even thinking Jamaica is Africa. I'd be like, Jamaica is not Africa. Jamaica is an island. You know what I'm saying? So when when I get out here, I see people be confused. Like, man, you guys Jamaican? I be like, no, I'm Nigerian. They be like, are you African? I say, no, African is the whole continent, not just one state and everybody's no. So people get confused. They think it's like a country.
I mean, people, I'm not going to get mad about that because we are one continent, we are one color, we are one people. So we are still working on getting everybody to be one Africa.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be called Nigeria. I want to be called African.
Yeah.
So that way we can represent everybody, all African all over the world.
That makes sense too, though.
One word.
Facts.
Boosie, you ever been to Africa yet?
No.
You gotta go, man. I've been to Senegal before.
As soon as I get this thing off my leg.
I know, right? When you get your passport back.
I get my passport back. I'm going. I already said it in one of our songs.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to Africa and they ready for me in Africa, bro. I'm getting all bro. One month, one of my most streams came from Ghana. So they love me in Africa, bro. From what I see and people reaching out to me and the things I stand on, they love that in Africa. Don't make me get into it, but hey, the things I stand on, I mean, I got love in Africa. And when I was brought to them by nightlife brought them to my attention. And like I told you, I'm trying to hit every genre of music. You know, every genre.
So you guys are growing up in Nigeria, and what age did you guys start doing music?
Oh, very young, like when we were like, let's say 15, because we've been doing music like right now going to 15 years. We've been in the industry, but we started very young when we were in middle school. So one of our teachers is like, on break time, he'd be freestyling, so we just go there like, make a jest of him, and then from there, we all have interest of what he's doing, and we go home, rehearse ourselves. From there, we turn it into an hobby. From hobby, become a career.
Okay, and did you guys start with Afrobeat?
Yeah, but we do all gender though, because it's not just Afro music. We have all gender of music back home. Our life, juju, Fuji, different kind of gender. So we always back home we do all that kind of music. Now it's just Afro music. Everybody know around the world.
Yeah.
But we do all that growing up. So we know a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, not just Afro music.
Because I'll be honest, I remember I went on Twitter with this recently. Like, for example, there's a big Afrobeat song called Calm Down by Rima, right? Huge song. Selena Gomez is on the remix. When I first heard that song, I thought it was a Jamaican dancehall song.
Yeah,
and then I found out
that's an Afro dancehall.
But it's actually an Afrobeat song.
That's Afro
but the
dancehall.
style was called Afro dancehall.
Yes, sir.
But see, for me, I get it confused, and people are like, "Oh, you don't know music. Like you get that DJ out your name." But I'm like, no, I know music, and I could tell that the two are related. You know, I can't always tell a Jamaican from an African accent apart sometimes in a song, but the beat and the cadence sounded like Jamaican dancehall. So you know, when I bring that up, a lot of people say, well, you know, it's all influenced by Africa. You know, I mean, originally, but what's your take when it comes to the similarities between Afrobeat and dancehall?
Oh, I'll be like, everybody, like, the sound of the music, like, we all have different kind of genre of music around the world, but sound, music, we're able around the world. Like, Jamaicans, if you're black, your sound comes from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the motherland, that's where we all come from.
Basically, what they're saying is this, the soul.
The soul of the music,
The soul,
is like, you can still feel the African in it.
Even though it's their culture, it's their
African in it.
language, you can still feel the African soul, the motherland.
That's why you can connect it back to each
to
other.
Africa. So.
Yeah, I feel you. So you guys actually moved to the U.S. like in 2014?
No, 17.
17. Okay, what made you guys move?
We didn't move.
Oh, you didn't move. Okay.
Actually, we was on tour. Our music brought us out here. We was on P3 visa. We came out here for a special program as an artist, cultural, with unique cultural program. So we was on US and Canada tour. So we stopped at UK, US. We stopped at Paris first, and we came to the United States. And then along the line, our promoter that brought us in kind of fell in love with our job, and it was like, man, you guys stay out here because it's kind of help him get more investment and more business going. So it's kind of like other people's choices, but at the same time we have no choice. So that was how we ended up here.
Yeah, but our music brought us out here.
Okay. So how did Boosie actually hook up with you guys?
Oh, okay. Let me answer that. So Boo has been a man that we've been looking up to. Even when I first got out here in 2017, one of my people that would live next door to play me one of his songs, and then I was not familiar with it then. So I was like, man, I like this vibe. It's kind of my bouncing stuff. So I like the vibe. I was just like, I just taught the song to my song, and I started learning from there. Like, cause I'm new to this country. and I want to know what they're doing. I want to like engage with their vibe. So Louisiana kind of bouncing music was the first thing we engaged with. So we've been following Boo. Like we got some people in Dallas that work with him, that we follow his footstep, trying to get closer to him. We've been doing that from 2018. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get closer to this man. Sometimes we open the show, he don't even see us because before you get there, we already perform. You know what I'm saying? So we do some stuff like that. But that's not enough for us to get in front of him. So then we saw him doing this featuring stuff online, and we were like, okay, we're gonna get him on our song. Because if we can get him on our song, then we are in front of him and then it's going.
So you bought a feature from him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how much you spend?
675, because that was the deal then. That was the deal. They put out there.
For 5,000?
Yes, he was supporting artists. Then we did that. We went to Vegas. We paid the stuff. And then when he listened to the song and he was about to record the song in the studio, then they told Nightlife there, man, I want to sign these boys. We didn't even know. We just went there for the featuring. And then we were about to leave. Then Nightlife told us, man, you guys, like, we got to talk.
Let me tell you something. In addition to what he's saying, because we got to get the story right.
Right.
This man is an icon. He's worth looking up to. Reality speaking, we are not from this. We are the street evangelists. We are evangelized on the street. We are not off the street, but we are for the street. I can repeat that again. But if you don't have a lion mind, you can't have a lion share.
Yep.
So we got to put all our fears and faith together, and then we believe in this, what this man stands for, and being a different cultural background, we feel like is the bridge that is going to engage and connect back to Africa and connect African back to here, because we have the same struggle. We have the same thing, similar characters. So
we have similar stories.
Basically, struggle. So everything about this Boosie is actually my stories. Is actually talking to me, because I listen to his music when they talk about their struggle. It's just like part of what I can just overlook.
Even the food, you know what I'm saying? They got cornbread, we got fufu, you know what I'm saying? They got this color greens, we got
a lot of things
and everything is like
connecting back to home.
So that was the first main reason we fell in love with Boo, and then we found out where to get it is front. And then after he gave us the opportunity, was like, man, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's our connection back home.
So it's like everybody just connect to each other.
Go to the house. Yeah, we are going back home.
Boosie, tell me how this came together from your point of view.
Well, I had a special going out in Vegas where any artist come out there, I'll do them a verse for $5K. And
what's the usual price?
15.
15.
Yeah. And I did 42 verses that weekend. Everybody came, bro.
Right.
And when I heard they music, bro, I was like, Nightlife, come here. I was like, it was an instant attraction, bro. I mean, and they twins, man. I mean, and so I called Nightlife. I told him I want them to come perform for me. And bro, when they performed, the energy they had and the confidence they had, and it was just a rap, Vlad. It was just a no-brainer. He let me hear like 5, 6 more records that they ain't even know I heard. And I was like, they don't miss. Like, you know, like some people, some artists, they have that main song and other shit is, but nah, everything they did, they didn't miss, bro. And I follow my heart. I say, man, I'm finna sign these dudes and we going to Africa. And we gonna make some hell of a money, you know what I'm saying? And it was perfect because I was just telling him, Nightlife, I'm like, man, we need an African artist. We need some African artists. You know, because we was listening to the radio and we went to a club in Atlanta. And I was like, damn, they playing a lot of Afro beats music, bro. This motherfucker rocking with Afro beats. And they singing it word for word. And that hit me. I'm like, I need an African artist. 2 days later, that's how God blessed me, man. They came and we went to Vegas and I was like, this is it.
You still charging the $5K?
Yeah, I still charge. You know about my stuff.
Business still business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and after we did the record, I was like, I can't let them go, man. I reached out to Bebe. Bebe finna break their first couple singles for me.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
DJ Baby, I mean, yeah.
Yep. He putting them on his podcast today, matter of fact.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I saw something, bro. I was like, as a CEO, I won't touch everything. I won't touch everything. And Afro Beats was on my mind. And I follow my heart, bro. But they performance and they music, it was everything to me. And we got it done.
Okay, because the group is called KT Blings, but you have Badass Twins on the hat. So what does that mean?
So KT Blings, that's Kenny, Taiwo, the Blings man. And then it's not about the blings you put on, it's about your character. That's our own blings. Our characters are blings. So the Badass Twins, so that comes in because we've forever we want to be this. You know what I'm saying? We Badass Twins, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the source to be that. So immediately we get signed to Boosie Badass. So these are the Badass Twins right here.
The bat.
So we the bat. Badass Twins. So and then that's a perfect name for us. And we love that. So that's why we took it.
Well, speaking of Africa, I remember when Michael Blackson, he made a video and he said that he found your son in Africa. Doesn't look anything like you, by the way. He said, come get your son. And you got a response to him right now.
Yeah, I found his sons. Tell him he need to be the manager. Tell him he need to be the manager. Tell him we won't put him everywhere he go on tour in Africa. We taking them to perform. Man, I want you to do that for me. Michael Blackson, if your black ass watching this right now, I need you, when you go to Africa, take them to perform, and I need you to send me your email so I can send you their music, and you can see it's no cap how good they is. And if you I know you got a lot of plugs in Africa. I just saw you said you hang with billionaires.
Right.
You say you hang with billionaires. Well, introduce us.
Hold on a second. Let me
introduce us. See if you answer the phone.
Let me see if I can get him.
Motherfucker. I ain't go to Africa, but I know you say you found my sons. And I just found your two twin little brothers. They're my new African artists. They look just like you. I need you to when next time you go to Africa, I need you to put them on stage and let them perform somewhere so you can see what I got, bro. Like Nigeria.
Oh yeah, Nigeria's hot, man.
Hey, bro, they bad, bro. When I say they bad, bro, I need you on this. You say you hang with billionaires, introduce me, motherfucker.
I got you, man. All right, so you got to come to Africa with us. I go every other month. I'm gonna give you till January to get it together and come down in January. Your passport good, nigga?
No, I gotta wait till January. They took my passport. I got an ankle monitor right now. After that, I'm coming. I need you to set some up, bro. And I'm good.
When you ready to come, we're gonna set it up, man. We're gonna go to Ghana, go to Nigeria, we're gonna go to Liberia, we're gonna go tour Africa. When I go in January, I'm gonna be there for 3 weeks. I'm gonna hit all them countries up. We're gonna meet like presidents, man. You gonna hang out with some real big boys.
That's what I want to do, dog. And I'm gonna have them on side me, bro. They gonna sing for every president. Don't worry.
That's what's up, man. So they are they twins for real?
Yeah, they twins, identical twins.
Y'all Igbo or Yoruba? Where y'all from?
We Yoruba. Remember we met before at the pin-ups?
Where?
Pin-ups in Forward. We got a picture, bro.
Yeah,
remember I was paying you money. Those girls, the stripper was on my table. At the pin-ups, man. Yes, sir. That was us.
At the pin-ups.
That was us, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, brother.
Welcome to LA, man.
Yes, sir.
I just got to Oklahoma. I got shows out here this weekend.
Oh, really? That's what's up.
My boss gonna get your info, man. Let's make it happen, man.
Yeah, that's definitely. We'll connect.
Yes, sir.
How long y'all in LA for? Y'all out tomorrow? When y'all leave?
I'm gonna be in San Francisco tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be gone. I'll be back home Monday or Tuesday. Man, we'll exchange numbers, man. We'll meet up soon. Where do y'all live at when you're in the States? Where you at?
We in Dallas area.
Dallas.
I just left Dallas last week.
You was in Arlington. I saw you. I was not in town. I was with Bo. We went to Killing that time.
All right, we're gonna connect.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? Boss.
I appreciate that, motherfucker.
Peace, man.
There you go, Michael Blackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's on.
Is he the biggest? Is Michael Blackson like the biggest like American African comedian? Pretty much in the whole continent.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that big of a deal over there.
Yeah.
I paid Michael Blackson for Boosie Bad, what? 40,000.
Woo. Okay. So Boosie, you're actually trying to get some African features.
Yep. I'm
How's that
looking
going?
for DeVito.
Okay.
I've been in his DM. Burna Boy.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Asiki.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it.
That ain't how you pronounce it?
It's Ashake.
Ashake. Yeah. I call him Asiki. I need Asiki, Burna Boy, or DeVito. I'ma blow their ass up. I was trying to see where they gonna be at next. And I'm cause I gotta ask my PO where I can go when I do stuff. So I'm gonna put them on my schedule to pull up on them. Vlad, you know I do whatever to make it happen. I will knock on that back door. You know that's where everybody be in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And that artist entry.
Yeah.
We going just right here with it. Hey! Hey, Burna Boy! Boost it back here! Yeah, I'm gonna get in there. We getting them features. I already prayed on it.
Well, yeah, Burna Boy actually made history recently. He was the first African artist to perform at a sold-out stadium in the U.S.
I saw it.
No one's ever done that from Africa.
I'm on Instagram. I saw it.
Yes.
I saw it, and my ears went like this.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding. We already got the records ready. I'm talking about we got the records ready, and everybody needs somebody, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Boosie, bro. I never got to a point where I ain't grab other artists.
Yeah.
Or denied them a feature.
True.
That's how you get your blessings.
Yeah.
That's how you get your blessings, man. And I know one of the three gonna come through. I feel it, man. I feel it. And we're gonna get on tour. And after that, it's over. It's over.
That's what it is. KT Blings, man. Wish you all the best. You guys have a great man in your corner. Me and him been rocking with each other for 20 years now.
20 years.
20 years. That's how far me and Boosie go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the one thing that he's always co-signed artists, he's always gotten behind artists. Hasn't always worked out.
Yeah.
Hasn't always worked out. But it's not because of what Boosie did. Boosie always put in 100%.
Right.
And ultimately, music is a very hard business to be in,
Right.
but you got someone good in your corner. Right. And, unlike a lot of other CEOs that just will make a phone call and be like, yo, go interview my artist. He actually showed up and sat in on the interview. Right. He's actually, putting his effort into it. The only other person I've ever seen that with is Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah. And we appreciate you, Vlad, for bringing KT Blings on here. This big for us. I was on Vlad. I've been on Vlad about this for a minute. Next we doing Spiffies, and it's just a blessing, bro. And we finna take over USA, Africa, KT Blings. This the new African wave.
Love it, man. Appreciate y'all coming in, man. Wish y'all the best.
Thank you so much, brother.
Peace.
Love.